Today's interview is a bit of a full circle moment for me. Not too long ago, I actually sat on the other side of this, being interviewed on Sam's Alternatives. Episode 12, actually. And now we are flipping it around. Today I am joined by Sam, a content creator who's been deep in the trenches of the Australian music scene, shining a light on local bands that are still grinding, still building, and still fighting to be heard. Through Sam's Alternatives, he's built a platform that's all about supporting Australian artists at that grassroots level. Not waiting for them to blow up, but backing them while they're still on the come up. And that is something that I've got a lot of respect for because I've experienced it firsthand. So today we are flipping that script. We're going to talk about his journey, his mission to support the local scene, and what it really takes to build something meaningful in this space. This is Sam from Sam's Alternatives. Sam, how are you, mate?
Good, thanks, Killer. Great to be on the other side for once. I love this idea.
Yeah, no, this is really cool. You reached out to me and were like, hey, is this something we could do? And I jumped at the opportunity. I was like, yes, this is like a really cool idea. First thing I wanted to do is just ask how this all started for you. For anyone that doesn't know your content and stuff, you interview bands and you interview like you're a very big supporter of local bands. So for anyone that hasn't seen what you do, how did this start for you?
All right, we've got to go back a bit, Killer, because 6 years ago, I don't want to ever mention it again on a podcast, but a little thing called COVID happened in about this time 6 years ago.
Yeah.
So some people might not actually realize I used to run a community radio show in Gippsland, which was a Wednesday show every week, 6 to 8, which was pretty cool. But sadly, because of lockdowns, that had to close. And I had a few ideas in my mind. I was sort of like, I still want to do something that's playing local bands. And I saw a podcast on SoundCloud, and I'm like, I'm going to give that a try. And that started the journey. I started it off just supporting local bands and playing their music. And then someone messaged me a couple of years after that, or probably not even that, maybe 18 months, and said, do you want to interview us? So I think at that stage, I hadn't actually thought about doing band interviews because for those that don't know, I am not in a band. I wouldn't know the first thing of how to conduct an interview. And I just said, all right, I'll do it. 6 years later, haven't looked back.
Yeah, and here we are. Well, it's an amazing journey going from like being compelled to just wanting to put out music for people to listen to, and supporting like the bands that you love, to then like diving in and like interviewing people, and then coming to where you are now with like the YouTube channel. It's just amazing. Was there a specific moment where you were like, holy shit, this is actually working. This is happening.
It's an interesting thing because I got a message. This is about 3 or 4 years ago, just totally out of the blue. Like, I didn't even realize that I was supporting this band as much as I was. But they're a band out of Wollongong, I think, called Blindside. And Corey from the band messaged me and just says, you do a fucking awesome job, pardon the language.
No,
Sorry.
totally. You can swear away. I love it.
Yeah, I just said, yeah, you're doing a fucking amazing job.
Fuck yeah.
We need more people in the scene like you. And I think that message still to this day, Killer, revolves around why I do this so much.
Yeah, I love that. And like, if you like following you on your socials and stuff, you are like, you live this. You are constantly going out to shows, and you are always there. And I know from experience, like the first time my band got over to Melbourne, you were there, and couldn't wait for it, and that was amazing. Where did that passion come from, like that? Because you're so big on supporting like your local bands. Where did that come from?
So there's a bit of a two-parter to this question, Killer, because a lot of my mates in Melbourne actually were in bands before I started to support the local scene.
Yeah.
So a couple of mates that are no longer with those bands, but Atriox and Ransom Review, I had a couple of mates in both of those bands, and I wanted to start supporting them.
Hmm.
And then I was like, well, if I'm supporting them, why don't I support other bands, especially interstate bands like obviously Storm the Crown, because it's, I want to get exposure for interstate bands as much as Melbourne bands here.
Hmm. Did you ever expect it to turn into what it is now when you went to that first gig?
No,
Well, I can imagine not.
no. And that first gig I went to when I back in 2022 when I started this, the first gig I went to, I met Carl from Ocean Sleeper, which Ocean Sleeper at that stage were about to become a phenomenon. And now, well, what
Yeah.
more could be said? They
Yeah.
are one of the biggest metal bands in this country.
Yeah. Do you do you feel like the like your platform has become part of like that support system for local bands now?
I do believe it has. I want to sort of make sure it expands more
Yeah, yeah.
and
And I'll
sort of.
attest to that as well as someone in a band. Like I definitely think it is. So
Mm. And like with the YouTube channel, I won't get into Spotify. I don't want to get you thrown off YouTube killer. But that's another story for another time. But Spotify, we know, aren't good at sort of supporting bands and giving them royalties, let's be
yeah.
honest.
Yeah, straight up they are horrible.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and they pretty much stopped the audio podcast because I was trying to play bands' MP3s or WAV files on my podcast. I'm like,
Yeah.
that's not actually your way of. You can't tell me I can't play them if they've been through like Bandcamp or through PR. That's just wrong. But
Yeah. Yeah. And it's hard when you want to support those bands and put out like a radio type show for people. So all of that type of music is in the one place for people to be able to discover. So I completely understand that. Um, what what frustrates you most about how local bands are treated or overlooked?
how, yeah, that's a good question. And being from regional Victoria, I'm not gonna rant out city bands, but I feel like the regional bands don't get the support or the love as much as the city bands do.
Yeah,
Like there are a few in Victoria that do. Like Nicholas Cage Fighter get a lot, Ocean Sleeper get a lot, Atlas get a lot of support. But if you're a small band and you're in like Gippsland, Bendigo, Ballarat, wherever it may be, unless there's people like, say, for example, Ez from Heretic Frequency down that end, like where are you going to get your exposure? And I think
hmm,
that's what annoys me with some radio stations is they'll play AC/DC, Grinspoon, which are great bands, but yeah, they won't go into delving into a local up and coming band.
yeah. Even something like Red Hook.
Yeah, I mean, uh, I love those guys, and
Oh, same.
yeah,
Fantastic band. And like they are, I mean, for the most part, Emmy is like radio friendly with her lyrics. For the most part. Um, and but like they do not get the love that they should in that respect, especially in Australia. And I think you'd attest to that as well. Like, yeah,
oh, absolutely. And I think a lot of their songs at the moment, that genre that Red Hook is at the moment, which I can't actually put a name of what genre it is. Is it pop punk? Is it new metal? It's sort of a bit of
yeah, it's
everything.
pop metal.
Yeah. And I'm thinking like they play bands like Stand Atlantic and yours truly. Why aren't Red Hook on the radio?
Yeah, yeah, I completely agree. And I think that hopefully with a new release from them and new music, because obviously they're still on the cycle from that last album. But I think with new music, they hopefully it'll be enough that they'll break because they work their ass off. Those guys are like constantly grinding and grinding for it. So yeah, Just
And
shamelessly plugging Red Hook there, both of us. So
shamelessly plugging bands that we love, but that
yeah,
hey,
yeah,
that's
yeah. It's funny because my favorite song off the album is Party Zombie. It is not a like a heavier track. It is a like a dancier track. Yeah. Yeah, I remember talking to Ned about it, and he was just like, "What? That's your favorite song?" I'm like, "Yeah, dude, let's go." Yeah, it really surprised him. Um, what is the reality of running a music-focused channel that people don't see?
the behind the. I reckon you can attest to this as well,
Mm.
Killer. The behind the scenes stuff that goes on, like contacting bands, doing all the theory, the revision. This is sound like a school test in this answer, but
No, but it's
what?
all true though.
Oh yeah, it's like you can't go in to an interview without some sort of knowledge of the
Yeah,
band you're interviewing
yeah. Do you...
because oh sorry, you go.
No, 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 you're right. You go.
Because if you go into the interview and they ask you a question about their music and you haven't listened to the new release,
Yeah,
yeah, you're in a bit of strife.
100%. Um, yeah, it's a tough one with that as well. And you like, I'd say in a lot of respects, it's a lot harder in some ways than some of the interviews I do with, because I've been lucky enough to get some interviews with like some really big international artists, and those interviews are pretty easy to be honest, because trying to find information on people like that, it's pretty easy. I don't have to work too hard to find anything out. When you're like trying to discover stuff about a local band, often you're discovering as you're talking to them. And that has to shape the interview often as you're going. Um, how much prep do you actually do as far as do you have like questions and stuff laid out ready to go when you go into an interview? Because I know I do. I'm sitting here. I've got like I've got a text file open with a whole bunch of questions. I might not use them all. I have way too much information there for me ready to go at all times. And I do that for every interview. So I'd love to know, like, do you like, is that something you do as well?
There is actually a lot of prep. I wouldn't want to say how much
Oh,
prep.
it's huge amounts, hours
Yeah,
and hours of prep.
like half the time when I'm doing the prep, I'm listening to the band I'm interviewing
Yes.
because that's the only way I'll get the prep done or listen to the band's new release. Because
Yeah.
if I just say I'll do the prep and just leave the band's music, then yeah, I just think doing them at the same time just makes it a lot easier.
Yeah. 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 And sometimes while you're doing that prep or while you're listening, you'll hear a lyric or something that'll stand out, and you're like, I have to ask about that, or that sounds important. Like that's something I need to take note of. It happens all the time. But yeah, there is so much and hours of prep leading up to it. Do you get nervous?
When I interview people I know, I get nervous.
Yeah,
Everyone's
yeah,
like, why? I'm like, it's different when you're interviewing someone you don't know very well than when you're talking to someone you've known 10,
yeah,
15 years. And the reason I say that is because you know everything about this person or most things. With someone that's someone you've never met before, you've got so much background to discover of what they got them into music and why they became in a band and
yeah, yeah,
everything like that.
yeah. Not just that, I also get nervous for that sort of thing because I know that that person is going to watch it and then like tell me about it afterwards. I'm like, oh man, I've got to make sure this is good because like this person's afterwards, I've still got to talk to them. Yeah, it's very nerve-wracking sometimes. Or if it's someone I really respect, someone I've looked up to and I really respect musically. For me, I find I get really nervous for it. So yeah. Do you have anything you do as like I always ask this of bands if they have a like a pre-ritual before they go on stage. Is there something you have to do before an interview?
This is going to sound like the weirdest pre-ritual
My my
you'll ever hear.
my pre-show ritual before every Storm the Crown show is a poo.
Okay, won't go to those lengths. Why I do this, I play two games of solitaire
Nice.
before the interview, and finish the games before the interview. I don't know why I do that. Maybe it's to take away the nerves or the.
It's kind of a focus thing as well. I think it brings everything onto the one thing. You just let's do this for a moment. You know, it's probably relaxing for you as well. You go into autopilot mode a little bit because you've done it a lot. I'm the same
Mm,
like that. So, um, yeah, I'm funny. I don't have any pre-rituals that I do beforehand, aside from I log into my call. Actually, I do. I do. I will load up a Zoom call because I do all of this via Zoom. I'll load up a Zoom call with no one in it before I do the interview so I can have a look at what the camera's going to look like. I get all my lights ready, have a look at my desk and go, cool, I haven't forgotten to I haven't left a bit of paper somewhere or I haven't there's nothing I've forgotten every time. So, yeah, and then I exit out of that one, load into the call for the actual interview, and then chill out and wait. Um,
that that's actually a pretty smart pre-ritual because if you don't do what you're saying, Killer, and load up a Zoom call to check your camera and all that, and then you get in and all of a sudden the connection's not working or
yeah,
something.
yeah. Yeah, which is like something that happened when you interviewed me. I had never used the system that you use, and I logged in and nothing worked straight away. I was like, "What is going on?" And it took me a few minutes to work it out. Um, has content creation helped you feel like you can express yourself more?
I do feel like, yeah, and it feels like a lot more relaxed over whether I use, like, I have used Zoom a couple of times, used it tonight and a couple of interviews in the past. I'm
Yep.
flexible, whatever people want to use. If they want to use Zoom, they want to use WebEx, Teams, I've got all of them
Yeah, yeah,
downloaded, so pretty easy to
yeah,
have a selection there.
yeah, yeah. Yeah. I mean, I just use Zoom because that's what like a lot of the international interviews I get come through. That's what they ask for, so I've just stuck with it. Um, Do you feel like it's like on a personal level helped you just open up and be like a bit more open and stuff of just in life?
I think so too. Like
Yeah,
I want people to see what you see on my interviews is what you get in real life.
yeah,
Like I'm not an egotistical bastard or anything. Like I have no ego whatsoever. I'll talk to anyone for however long,
yeah.
depending on the person. Davey from Seek Misery certainly holds the record for interstate bans. I think I
I
chatted to him for 30 minutes at that Dead by Dawn gig before it started.
I love Davey. He is one of my favorite people in the world. Yeah,
Mm.
he is awesome. I try and every few days I'll send him a message, just hey brother, how you going? I don't always succeed with every few days, but whenever I remember, I'm like, damn, I haven't sent him a message. Like, yo, what up? Yeah, he's the best. Um,
No, and they're good people, all of them, our Seek Misery. Ryan and Davey,
oh,
I
yeah.
mainly, but
Well,
yeah,
I see Davey at a lot of shows. He comes out and to all the Storm McCrown stuff, and we've got very similar tastes in music. And so yeah, it's always good. And he'll if we've got a gig on, he'll come in a bit early and come and hang out and have dinner with us and stuff sometimes. So yeah, he's always one of those good ones just to get some one-on-one hangout time with. Yeah, it's good fun. But those guys like Seek Misery, amazing.
that
So
album last year,
uh,
that.
Oh, brutal.
Mhm.
Brutal. And I am lucky enough that I've been able to play with them and see them live a bunch of times. And I am just so impressed every time. Ryan somehow manages. I mean, I'm old, so he somehow manages to get his foot above his head and then stomp it down. And I'm just wow. Yeah, I can't do that. Um,
If I tried that, I'd probably pull a hammy or something.
oh, my leg would fall off. Straight up, just tumbling through the air, gone, like a cartoon. And no blood had come out, just dust. I'm that old.
I feel you. I don't.
Uh,
I'm 40 now, and I'm like, oh, I can't do the stuff I could do 10 years ago anymore.
no, no, no. I've got a few more on you. Not much more. I've got another 6 on you, coming up to 7. But yeah, so I really feel it. But depends how long I get to stretch for before a gig now.
It's also the moshing side of it. Like everyone's like, "Oh, I'll mosh," and I'm just like, "Yeah, I'm too old for that
Yeah.
now."
Yeah, no, I'm not doing it. Yeah. I've come out of mosh retirement twice in the last 5 years, and they were very, very special occasions. And I just couldn't help myself. I was standing on the edge of the pit. I'm like, I have to. I have to like band reunions that I'm like, I haven't like moshed to this since I was 20. Like, it's go time. Now,
Or
if
if
you
I,
could,
oh, sorry,
no, you're all
if I get thrown in by bands, I've been thrown into a mosh pit before by one of the vocalists of a band.
right. You ever been pulled up on stage by a band before?
No, but I think there's a few bands that are eyeing it off next time they're in Melbourne. And I'm like,
Should do it.
oh, all
No, you
right.
should. You should learn
Oh,
some of the
oh,
words, get
yeah.
up there, scream out a chorus or something, have some fun. It's that sort of
Well,
stuff that you'll remember for the rest of your life, you know? Doesn't matter if you're good or bad, it's just if you had fun.
nah, I will do it. I have promised a couple of bands, so sometime in the next couple of months, you might see a video of me up on
Oh,
stage.
look out for it, people. All right,
Yes.
if you could give me three Aussie bands that people need to check out right now, who would they be?
Oh,
And you can't say Storm the Crown.
oh shit, that makes it even harder.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm getting like I'd love to mention three that are well known, but I'm gonna go three that some people might not know.
Yeah, good.
Uh, a band you've interviewed, and I've actually interviewed out of Mildura called Suspended Animation.
Fantastic lads.
Yeah, they are awesome.
Yep,
Careful what you say. Dropped last year. War dropped only about 2 weeks, I think. Not
yeah.
even that. They are a sick band. Good guys as well.
Really, really good guys.
Yeah, Bobby and Nick jumped on late last year, late December, I think it was. I
Yep.
need to look through my content episodes, but I love those guys. Another one is a band out of Melbourne called Bitter Kind
Okay.
that have played with Nicolas Cage Fighter. They've oh, who'd they just play with lately? No, it wasn't Archangel. It was in that region though, like big name metal band. But I saw them at the Dino Mosh Festival fifth birthday at the Bendigo Hotel and oh sorry, at the Tote. Get them mixed up all the time. Same street. But yeah, Bitter Kind, awesome band, awesome guys. Just yeah, put on a great show. Yeah, then it gets difficult.
Yeah,
I'd
one
say
more.
Common Evil. I've
Yeah,
got to put a Gippy band in there. I
yeah.
feel like yeah, Common Evil are killing it at the moment. That thrash metal sort of genre of music. So
If I was
yeah.
going to put my top three underrated Australian, like what I would call local bands, still that haven't broken yet. Um, for me, so I'm going to start with like a Vic band. We'll go with Deadweight 80. Um,
Oh, I love that
yeah,
band.
they are awesome, and I mean, Julian and Reese, are like I love those guys, the twins. Julian is like my brother from another mother. Um, but yeah, love those guys. Then I have to go with Ecdysis from Adelaide. Um, I love those again. I love those guys. Sid is amazing. The way he can shred and sing at the same time, and they are hilarious. I've had the privilege of hearing a couple of little bits and pieces that they're working on, and it's exciting. I'm really excited for that to come out. And then my favorite Australian band at the moment, and have been for a while, and I don't include Lost Souls because Lost Souls are my favorite band, and I just freaking love Lost Souls. But Stabitha and the Knifey Wifeys.
I just love the name of that
Oh,
band.
and they are awesome. We played with them a few weeks ago. And I just like I love that band. They are catchy as hell. They are brutal. They are good fun. They don't take themselves seriously on stage, but they have a good time. But they still like are tight and just kill it. Yeah, love it, love it, love it. And I think I might have like screamed louder than Sass was like screaming through the mic in the front row at the last show for one of the songs. I don't know. I was singing along and then like I was like, "There's people looking at me." Ooh, I forgot I'm good at yelling.
He's just like, I'm also in the band, Storm the Crown, check them
Oh yeah,
out.
well, I mean, we played earlier that day. We played a few bands before them, so um, now out of all of the bands that you have covered, and just on YouTube alone, you have got 67 episodes. Who is the band that is most underrated?
I'm loving these. Why don't I come up with these questions on my
Hey, you can
interviews?
feel free to steal away.
Oh no, that's copyright killer.
No, no,
I
you go
mean,
for it. Go for it. You just change a couple of words and no one knows.
who is the
Yeah.
most underrated band on my YouTube channel or
Well, it
that
could
I've
be over
interviewed?
anyone that you've interviewed that you go, you know what, that band was is amazing and they do not get the recognition they need.
I'm going to go with a South Australian band, and
Yeah.
again, lovely people, awesome guys, and still pretty young in the scene too. In Signals,
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
they
Excellent
just
answer.
they don't get enough love. I know. I mean, they have played Melbourne that many times in the last 12 months, probably more than any other interstate band, I reckon. Outside of maybe, I don't know, Red Hook, probably is the
Yeah.
only band that
Yeah,
would
yeah.
come close. But I just feel like if they were in Melbourne, I think they would be probably in the top two biggest bands in Victoria if they were
Yeah.
based in Victoria.
Yeah, just
But
getting that little more exposure and
mm,
yeah. Is there a band that blew you away live versus listening to them? So, like, you've listened to it and gone, this is cool and I really dig this. And then you've gone to see them and gone, what the hell is this? This is amazing.
and I can't say Storm the Crowd again.
Oh, if you can if you want. You can if you want, yeah, if it's true. But, like, yeah, there's always, for me, it's Furious George.
I
I listen
love
to Furious.
again,
Oh, those lads are just
awesome band.
amazing. Yeah, I listen to those guys and I'm like, this is awesome. I really dig this. Within 30 seconds of their first song, and this was at our EP launch in Adelaide, they came over and played it. Within, yeah, 30 seconds of the first song, I just had a holy crap moment and like pushed my way to the front and watched the rest of the set from the front row, and tried to avoid as much hair being whipped at me from both of the main lads. So
Yeah, Jake and
Jake and
Brendan? No. Is it Brendan?
I've gone
I've
blank.
gone blank.
Yeah, I can see the
Oh,
hair.
oh, that's bad on my behalf.
Oh, look,
Edit that
same, same, same,
out.
same. I need to get those boys over and get them on the channel one day.
I feel like it is Brent. It definitely starts with B.
Yeah, I could go Google filming it right now, but then we
Yeah.
would have typing noises and.
Uh,
But yeah, check
oh no,
Furious George though.
Brandon's in Dead White 80. That's. I thought it might have been Brandon in Furious George, but no, Brandon's one of the guitarists in Dead White.
There's
That's
so many
where I've mixed
There's so
up.
many Brandons and Brendans and Brentons and um. But yeah, what for you? Who would it be? Who was the band that you've listened to and gone, this is rad, and then you've gone to see them and been like, holy hell, this is amazing.
Well, there's two, and Storm the Crown are one because I
Oh,
was actually very close to the front for that show. I was literally about that far from the
I was angry that
stage.
night for some reason as well. I was very angry. Like I was like old school, and I think it was because we were playing like this room that felt like an old school hardcore gig, and I just kind of switched into old school killer mode and was like, ah.
But because I've listened to your music EPs that have dropped and loved it, but seeing you guys in concert within about a minute of the start, it blew me away because it's a lot different to what you hear, like
yeah,
from songs like, Max Power or Riot. It's, yeah, as you said, it felt like an old school hardcore
yeah,
show in a, what, 90 capacity venue
yeah,
upstairs. Obviously, Bendigo Hotel can host a lot more than 90 people, but upstairs is about 100, I
yeah. It was a
think.
small room, yeah, yeah. And I,
But
I remember seeing you with a big smile on your face. So
mm,
yeah, that was good. What was the other one then?
Zuko from
Oh,
Queensland,
yeah,
they're just insane live. They sound awesome when you listen to their music, like recordings wise. But I was at Catfish a couple of months ago, which is about 150 meters from the workers' club, so Fitzroy area, and nearly got bowled over despite not being anywhere near the mosh pit. And it was just like, holy fuck, this band knows what they're doing.
Yeah, yeah, I love those moments. They are awesome. Um, Now imagine this: you are sitting at home, everything's set up to do an interview, you're ready to go, but you don't have anything lined up. Um, who is the one band that you would drop anything for to interview if they messaged you and said we could do it right now?
Uh, uh, these questions, I'm loving these questions. I've got to come up with some new material on my questions. I feel like it's got to be Parkway.
Yeah,
The
they are.
Aussie,
Yeah, and you want to chat to Winston obviously as well.
yeah. I
He is
think,
he is lovely, by the way. I've had the opportunity to play with them a very long time ago. When they did the I Killed the Prom Queen Parkway Drive split EP, and my band Paradise Burning played the EP launch, so I got to spend some time with them all. But yeah, Winston was just lovely. Yeah,
I think when it comes to Aussie metal, there are a few that are creeping up towards Parkway, but they're the pinnacle of
yeah,
Australian metal.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's awesome. Um, is there any kind of music in particular that hits you the hardest personally?
Hmm.
And I mean, it depends on how you're feeling as well. Like for me, like, if I'm in a really good mood and I'm like feeling like kind of bouncing off the walls a bit, a day to remember all day, like will get me like, and that sort of stuff, like high energy, bouncy sort of stuff. Um, as that's just an example. So
I think it's going to be that protest metal sort of stuff. So stuff like System of a Down,
yeah,
Stray from the Path, Rage Against the Machine, bands
yeah,
that just are angry at government things like
yeah,
System and Rage probably do it better than anyone in the last 30 years.
yeah. Throw profits in there as well, just because.
Pro
I mean, but it's in that same. It's the yeah,
Yeah, like I just felt like I could throw on Bulls on Parade or Killing in a Name, Know Your Enemy, any of those Rage songs, and just feel like I just want to get angry, which doesn't happen very often. Probably a good thing too.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But it's a good sort of anger when that happens. It's not like a fuck you, I want to break stuff. It's a let's change things, which is never bad. Um, what was the band that if you looked back and thought about it changed your life?
Ooh, yeah, it's that's an interesting one. I feel like it probably is someone like Queens of the Stone Age
Yeah,
sort of Foo Fighters, someone like that, because that got me into the sort of Dave Grohl era, Josh Homme, because I wasn't like I didn't dislike Caius, it was just sort of I wasn't really into that stuff
yeah,
growing up.
yeah, yeah.
I respect them now, and I respect everything Josh Homme does. He's a phenomenal person, superstar.
Where would you like to see what you do go next?
Mm. I love this no preparation with questions. Put me on the spot. I do it to everyone else. Maybe I should start doing it with myself. But maybe take it on the road. Like
Yeah.
obviously I don't drive, so that makes it a little bit more difficult.
So
But
we get a
maybe
camera person that can drive.
maybe like somewhere down the track, maybe doing something like yeah, taking it interstate to say Sydney or
Yeah,
Adelaide maybe and interview some bands up there actually in person.
yeah,
Not that I love doing it over Zoom and WebEx, don't get me wrong, but actually in person would be awesome.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, you could even start to like even do it some of your local shows. Start reaching out, take a camera along, and just set something up beforehand and see if you can make it happen. And you never know when you've got your gear with you, suddenly more opportunities open up. I've had plenty of times where because I love photography, so I've got like a really nice digital camera, and I wasn't taking it to gigs at all. And then I just was like, you know what, I'm just going to start bringing it to a couple of gigs just so I can shoot some of the bands before us and after us and stuff, and that led into heaps of other stuff and other bands wanting me to shoot them, and yeah. So it's always worth, like, if you want to do something like that, take your camera, set something up, and if you've got it there and someone else sees you doing it, they might be like, "Hey, dude, do you want to do one with us?"
Because I have actually been put on the spot a couple of times, like with 2 or 3 minutes notice, and I said, if I had a bit more notice, I probably would jump at the chance of sitting down with a member of a band that's played and just a
Yeah, yeah,
5, 10 minute conversation. Absolutely.
yeah. I look, sometimes you just got to dive in and go for it. Um, and it's one of those things, I guess, like as you're doing more and more interviews, you start to build up a little bit of a bank of questions that you can pull from. Um, so I'd encourage you, if something like that comes up again, and even if you're like, I don't even have a camera, but I've got my phone,
Mm.
go for it. You know, you might get a 2 minute clip out of it that you can use as like a YouTube short or something, and it's something else. It's more content to get out there, and another way for people to see what you're doing. Plus, it's a great experience. Just, yeah. I mean, I love getting to interview people. So yeah. Now, speaking of that, who was your dream interview, dead or alive?
Oh, I think it'd have to be Joey Jordison from Slipknot. On
Yes,
the dead side,
good
obviously.
answer, good answer. Yeah, and that's why I included that, because there are artists that I love. Joey Jordison being one of them. I would love to interview him. Yeah, yeah. So that's awesome. Um, all right. Anyone that knows you will know this, but I only actually discovered this a couple of days ago when I started doing a bit of prep. So I was having a look at your Facebook profile, more so because I was like, I'm going to need a photo for the thumbnail and all that sort of stuff. I'll just see if there's anything there, which I got completely distracted from by this. So I'll need to get a photo from you at some stage for the thumbnail. But
Okay. Yeah.
um, everyone that knows you knows how deep your knowledge is on things. But it is so deep that there is a photo of you with the
Oh
freaking beast
no.
on the Chasers Australia.
Oh no, I knew this was going to come up in
So
conversation.
it has to. It has to. Tell me about that. Like, tell me about the whole experience.
Okay, because I'm not the best at filling out contestant forms. I seem to ramble on with answers. So I filled out a contestant form on the internet. It just asks, where you live, what your occupation is, what you do with a certain amount of money, and who you'd want to face. And I didn't even put the beast's name as the chaser I wanted to face, but I actually like Mark Labette, the
Oh yeah,
beast.
the freaking beast is the best.
He's like my favorite chaser.
Yeah, yeah, I love that show. So
I put Goliath as mine because I like Matt Parkinson as well. So I said I wanted either of them,
yep.
and I got the
I'm not gonna
pho-
lie. I'd go with old Frosty Dickers as well. So
Frosty Nickers. I loved that.
that's how you know I watch the show.
Yeah. For those who don't
The
know, that's
governess.
yeah, governess Bradley Walsh on the UK version calls her Frosty Knickers. I
Yep.
don't think Larry Emder ever calls her
I
that,
wouldn't
but
dare. No,
but
I wouldn't. Yeah, I'd be scared she'd hurt me.
yeah, but I didn't actually realize this, and I have nothing against people that do have this condition, but I didn't actually realize she had Asperger's.
Oh, there you go.
Like, she's incredibly smart, so
Yeah.
it sort of makes sense to a degree. But yeah, read somewhere, I'm like, really? She doesn't strike me as someone, but
Mm.
obviously.
Another one of my spicy brethren,
But yeah, so I filled out the form. I missed a phone call, and I thought it was a telemarketer scam.
as you do.
So
Yeah.
I typed in the number into reverseaustralia.com, and it says 7 comments about the Chase Australia. I'm like, shit.
Did you call it back?
I called it back and it just said, sorry, I didn't say I thought you were a telemarketer, but because the number came up as a number I didn't know, and they're like, oh, it happens to us all the time. People
Yeah.
think,
I don't
yeah,
answer calls if it says unknown number. So
no.
for that
So,
reason, because it's always a telemarketer.
yeah, so I went down, did an audition. They ask you like multiple questions and then they do the fast money round.
Yeah.
And then it's about 6 months after I did the audition, probably not even that, I went to the pre-recording. And I gotta say, it's a lot easier watching it at home than it is right there.
Oh yeah. Anything like that is. Yeah. Even like sitting at home and watching a quiz show and being like, I'm really good at this, and then just going down to your local pub and doing a quiz show. Nah.
Ugh.
Yeah.
And like a few people said, oh, I would have known that answer you got wrong. I'm like, put a camera in front of you with lights
Yeah.
and 5 seconds to answer.
Yeah, yeah. And it's hot under those lights and it's
Mm.
uncomfortable and like, yeah, there's all these people looking at you.
So everyone's wanting to know where the episode is. It's been deleted off
Ah,
YouTube
I tried to find
because
it today, so
I won't get into the Andrew Keith thing, but that's the main reason all
fair
these
enough.
episodes have been deleted.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And and someone goes, "Oh, I want to see that episode." I'm like, someone did have a VHS copy, and I'm
Ooh, I want to see it too.
just
So, what was your? I mean, I assumed that your theme had something to do with like music and stuff.
yeah. So I wanted to spend money to go over to the UK and go to like Download or
Oh, nice.
Glastonbury, one of those festivals over there.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, and because they ask you like before you go up to face the beast or whoever it is, before you go to the cash builder thing, Andrew O'Keefe came out and sort of asked us individually, introduced himself and did all that. And there's a lot of stuff like we say how much prep goes on behind the scenes with our YouTube channels. There's so much you don't see
yeah,
off screen when you're at the pre-recording.
yeah, yeah. Well, I know just like a show. I don't know why I know this, but one of my favorite shows is QI from the UK. They'll do like a 30 to 45-minute episode. It takes them about 4 hours to film it.
Far out.
And it's mostly because it's all comedians, and so they're like jerking off and like having fun,
Yeah.
and making each other laugh and stuff. But yeah, 4 hours to make a an episode that long. So yeah,
And
so it takes a bit.
and I know from experience, deal or no deal, back in the old days, you had to be there at 8 a.m. and one episode would take 3.5 hours.
Yeah, did you have to take like changes of clothes with you and stuff as well?
For the chase you did, I think just with deal, I just went in the clothes I was
Okay.
wearing. But yeah, with chase, you have to take one or two wardrobe.
Yeah, yeah. It's in case you get through to the next one and you've got to look like it's another day rather
Yeah,
than no, it's just the same day because they might film five of them in a day. So
exactly right. But also, if someone's wearing the same as what you're wearing
well,
on the
yeah,
same episode, that might be
yeah,
a little bit
yeah. True,
creepy.
true. Oh, thank you for that. That was like more of like something for me. I saw the pictures and was like, "That's friggin' the beast," and I need to know about this. Um, now I always finish my interviews up with some quick fire questions.
All right.
So these are
Is
kind
it?
of just off the top of your head. Feel free to expand on them if you wish. Um, now I know you have to travel a lot for gigs. So do you have a go-to snack or meal before a gig?
I always love to go something Italian, so it's got
Yeah,
to be pizza,
yeah,
lasagna, pasta, something in those
yeah, yeah.
areas.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm pretty boring like that. Like if, and it's part of like, I think for me, just with like back in the day touring a little bit, but I always just go to like McDonald's or Hungry Jack's or something and get a burger. Um,
Well, it's
because it's
quick and it's cheap.
that and it's and I know what I'm gonna get.
Now,
And it's probably that's probably the autism for me as well. Just going, I need to make sure I know what I'm getting.
Now,
Um,
this might sound strange. There's some gigs I go to where I don't eat till after the gig's finished. Now,
oh
that
yeah,
sounds crazy, but
no,
I just don't like jumping around or moving and doing all that if I've eaten
I'm the
too
same.
much.
If I'm playing a gig and it gets to about 6 o'clock and I haven't eaten yet, even if we're not playing until like 11 o'clock that night, I will wait until after because I don't want food in my belly when I go on stage. If it's like 5 o'clock, 5:30, I'm like, yeah, cool. I'll grab a burger or something. But I'll always eat afterwards as well. Like I'm ravenous. Even if it's just I've been to go see some bands. So And my favorite, actually. Oh, speaking of like when we were in Melbourne before, there is a pizza place right by the Bendy, Thin Slizzy's, that like was the best pizza I've ever had. And I'm like itching to go back. And a question I ask people all the time on my channel is there a place that you look forward to touring solely based on the food or a restaurant? And it's because of Thin Slizzies that I say that. So, and I'm hoping that the more I say their name in videos, maybe I'll go over there and they'll be like, "You're that dude. Have free pizza."
Well, and Johnston Street, for those that don't know, people will know, obviously. I know Johnston Street pretty well because obviously
That was my first time
Bendy,
there. So,
Tote, Bad Decisions, they're all in Johnston Street, just different ends,
mm,
obviously. Um, it's a big street and there's restaurants everywhere. There's like 8 venues, I think, in Johnston Street that I
okay.
can think of off the top of my head. There's probably more that I'll miss, but yeah.
Mm. All right. Is there a song that you secretly know all the lyrics to?
Bad Decisions? Well, that's probably easy, though, by Red
Look,
Hook.
look. I mean, I Ice Ice Baby, Vanilla Ice. I could probably do Crisscross Jump as well. But I'm like reaching back to like when I was like, a kid when I was like 12 or 13. So, and the stuff you memorize. Oh, like New Kids on the Block songs I could like bang out all day. That stuff's in my brain. Um,
Daft Punk Around the World would be easy to remember the lyrics because it's
it's
144 times it says around the
around the
world.
world. Yeah. 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 It's like, was it Pray by MC Hammer? I think he says pray like 300 and something times.
Oh, gee.
Crazy. Crazy. Um, what's your favorite interview that you've ever done?
This,
Hey, I like that. That's good. That's good. That's
because
good.
it's the reason I say that is because it's something I've never done before.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. And I would call that the Mike Muir from Suicidal Tendencies answer. Because when I interviewed him, I said, "Who's your favorite band?" And he said, "Well, right now it's Suicidal Tendencies. But next week when I go on tour with my other band, it'll be that band. And then in a few more months' time, when I go back out with Suicidals, it'll be Suicidals again." I'm like, that is a good answer. Um, give me one word to describe your channel.
I like that. One word.
Mm,
Um, Fun probably is,
yeah,
or fun or energetic. I feel like, yeah,
yeah.
I do take it seriously to some degree, but if it's not fun and energetic and I'm not shit stirring people or they're shit stirring me, then where's the fun in that? I mean,
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I should have used two words because then you could just like mine would be fuck yeah. If you were in a band, what's the band's name?
ooh, No, that's copyright. I was gonna say
Yeah.
Sam's Alternatives, but that sounds bland and boring because
Ah, hey,
it's my YouTube channel
that's your
name.
brand, so
I feel like it's got to have Sam in it somewhere if it
yeah.
wasn't Sam's Alternatives, because I feel like Sam, there's not many bands like there's Jane's Addiction and Jack's Mannequin from past years that had a person's name at the start of it, but at the moment, there's not a lot actually out there that I
Mm,
can think of here in Australia in particular that has a person's name at the start of it.
yeah, yeah. No, I remember when I met you, you are not like an overly short person.
No.
Um, and so I feel comfortable saying this, but we could call it Sam from the Shire. As in like Lord of the Rings.
Ah,
And
yes.
because you are not like a shorter person, it's kind of funny in that like Australian thing, like with people calling me killer because I am like just a nice kind of guy and like I wouldn't hurt a fly. So it's kind of funny like the nice guy will call him killer. Um,
Because I didn't like when this interview came about, like, do I actually call you Chris or do I call you Killer?
everyone calls me
Because,
killer, so yeah, I answer to both.
okay.
And like even within my family, my brother calls me killer. Um, Mum calls me Chris. Dad will call me like little shit. No, he doesn't. He calls me Chris. But yeah, my brother calls me killer. So, and everybody I know calls me killer. It's been there for nearly 30 years. I don't think it's going to go anywhere.
No.
No. Sam, thank you so much for your time tonight. I really appreciate it. Um,
Oh, this has been a whole heap of fun.
no, it's been excellent. Now you have spent so much time spotlighting other people. How does it feel for you to be in the spotlight now?
It's sort of, in a way, and I don't want to seem like I'm not grateful and all that, but I'm almost shocked because at no stage when I started doing this had I thought this would become like that I'd become a very well known person in the scene or respected so much. This was just a passion, a hobby of mine that I just wanted to do something to help the scene out.
I love that. And when you said you were shocked, I was like worried that the next line was going to be because you're really shit at this and I'm way better and you suck. So I'm glad, like, yeah, we're good. No, but I would agree with that. You are amazing at what you do. I love watching your interviews. You are constantly rolling out with new stuff as well. I always tell bands when I speak to them, Australian bands, especially the up and comers, that they should reach out to you. And straight, I just be like, "Hi, we are this band, and we'd love to come on your channel." Um, because I know that you would just be like, "Yes, when can we set it up? Let me find a date for you."
And
Um,
that's my trouble because, like, I've got a backlog at the moment, and
oh
I've
yeah,
said, absolutely, I'd love to have you on. I'm having to write them down because
yeah,
if I don't write them down, I'm like, "Oh, shit, they said they wanted to be on. And it's sort of, I just always write them name down and then say, I'll get back to you once because people change, like,
yeah,
interviews can have to be rescheduled, obviously. So I've got a
yeah, yeah,
list in case someone pulls out.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. I wish like my stuff that I get is all over the place for me. I will get a interview at 5:30 a.m. in the morning,
Oof.
and then I could have one at 10:30 a.m. and then I could have one at like 7:30 or 9:30 or 10:30 at night. They're all over the place. So yeah, it keeps me on my toes, and sometimes I'll have two or three in a day.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
so it's tough when you're prepping for stuff and like, yeah. Um, but with what you do, you do some really in-depth and long-form interview content, which is fantastic. There's not enough people doing that sort of thing. Um, my last question would be, why should people care about supporting local bands?
I love that question, and I'm gonna take. I think that's one I'm definitely gonna add to my list. I
Please do,
think
please do. And it's
I
why I left it for the
just,
last one because I knew that it's something that is important to you.
and it's an interesting question to end on, and I like it. I think why people should care about supporting the local scene is that these people are just everyday Aussies that are trying to make a living. Like most people probably wouldn't realize, most of these musicians have one or two other jobs as well
Yeah,
as being in a band. And you know, if you hear a band, whether it's Storm the Crown, whether it's Seek Misery, Red Hook, any of the bands we rattled on tonight, make sure you spread the word, tag them, share them, review their music,
like just hit
go
like
up,
as well.
hit like, hit
Yeah,
love, add them to your playlist, go up to them at gigs. I mean,
yeah.
so many people I know will not approach a band at a gig. I'm like, do you realize they're not going to snub you? And if they do, they're not in
No,
it for the
and
right reason.
yeah, and like not to interrupt you, but the one thing I'll say on that as well is people in bands are crazy and we love the attention. And so when somebody like a fan comes up to us and just is like, "Yo, can I get a photo?" You were like, I love that. That is like I walk away from that going, "Yo, that was awesome." Like I feel good. So please, when like if you go see a band and you fuck with them and you like them, go say hello to them, buy a t-shirt. You know, that is the best way that you can support them. Share their content. And doing that like and subscribe and all that stuff is free.
Mm.
And it's so easy to do. If you like a band and they put out a new song and it's awesome, share it on your Facebook. Tell your friends about it.
I
Sorry
think.
to interrupt you, but yeah, that stuff's
Oh
like
no,
really
no,
important, and
that's
like that's why I say that to
absolutely.
people as well, because I don't want people to be afraid to go up and say hi to like a band that they love at like a local gig, because we love it as well.
And I think the other thing is, and this is where I've met a lot of people, is actually not that I smoke, but the smokers area is
Yeah.
some of the biggest bands I've met in the smokers area. Funnily
Yep.
enough, Emmy from Red Hook was one of them. Don't know how that happened. She thought I was security, but no.
You're definitely not a hobbit from the Shire.
And I just said no. I came over to say hello. She's like, "Oh, I thought you worked here." I'm like, "No, no." But yeah, like I've met Mon from Last Martyr in the smokers area. Didn't realize it was her at first, which was embarrassing. Emmy, Blake Katiris, a musician from Sydney, Sean from Heist. So there's been a lot that I've just gone out and just chatted to them.
Yeah.
And most people don't even let me say who I am before I chat to them. They're like, "Oh, I know who you are already." I'm like, I didn't even say anything.
So that's awesome. Yeah. Um, just to finish up, where can people find you and support what you're doing?
Okay, so Sam's Alternatives is the YouTube channel.
Yes.
Just so people don't get confused, there is an apostrophe between the M and the S
Yes.
in Sam's Alternatives. I've got a podcast, YouTube, Facebook page. I need to start getting on Instagram. I do have an Instagram account, but haven't used it in so long.
Yep.
So I'm thinking I need to start doing that. So yeah, Facebook. Generally, I post it up on my news feed weekly, a day or two after the episode. Uh, and yeah, um, any bands out there as well. I'll interview anyone, reach out. It might have to be a few months down the track, but I'll put your name down and you will be on.
I love that. I love that. And like I said, I always encourage young bands. You are someone that they should reach out to. Um, yeah, because yeah, people love what you do. Your content is really spread throughout Australia. People all over Australia are watching it, and yeah, it's just amazing. Sam, thank you so much for your time tonight. I really, really appreciate it. Is there
Oh,
anything else you'd want to say before we finish up?
Um, just thank you to all the supporters out there, like all the bands, artists, people that have watched the channel. I'm not so much about numbers with views and that. Like, I know it sounds odd, but if people are enjoying the content, if the bands are enjoying having a chat, that makes me happy. That means more than 500 views would.
Yeah, I love that. There's something about I'm the same because I'm more driven for the interview than the after. The after's a bit of a pain. You got to like do all this editing and uploading and typing descriptions, and that's the work side. This is the fun part. And so I forget about the numbers. I don't look at them. Occasionally I do, but it's not a driving factor. So I love that. You are 67 episodes deep on Sam's Alternatives. If you jump onto YouTube and just type in Sam's Alternatives, and like you were saying, it's SAM apostrophe S on the Sam's, you will find him straight away. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and hit the bell notification, all that fun stuff. Make sure you also comment, tell your friends about Sam and what he's doing. And Sam, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. We'll have to do this again sometime.
Yes, definitely killer. Actually, just on the last topic, if
Yeah,
any podcaster, radio presenter wants to do an interview, please do ask. I'm
yeah,
after tonight. I want to do more of these. I love being on the other side.
yeah, yeah. I love that. So yeah, any of you other interviewers, reach out to Sam and get him to come over and have a chat about what he does as well. It's always good to just chat to another creator and find out what they're doing. And yeah, Sam, thank you so much.
Anytime, killer.
I'll
Love your stuff. Love
I'll
your channel.
cheers, mate. I appreciate it. And I'll be looking at you when I'm watching your next interview, which hopefully will be coming out soon.
Yeah, so tomorrow the
Ooh.
interview's happening tomorrow.
Well, that'll be in the past by the like probably yesterday by the time it's come out. So I will have watched you already.
Yeah.
Mate, thank you so much. You have a fantastic night and I'll talk to you again soon.
No worries. Thanks so much, Killer.
Lost fight.